There is no one to change but yourself. Neville here is giving you the key, the only means that you can use to achieve all your desires. And in this video, we're going to decipher the power of the law of assumption, reading Neville Goddard's Power of Awareness, Chapter 3. Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. All that befalls a man, all that is done by him, all that comes from him, happens as a result of his state of consciousness. As a man, consciousness is all that he thinks and desires and loves, all that he believes is true and consents to. This is why a change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. Rain falls as a result of a change in temperature in the higher regions of the atmosphere. So, in like manner, a change of circumstances happens as a result of a change in your state of consciousness. So basically, Neville here is talking about the universe is you pushed out. So whatever you consent to be true about yourself, about everyone around you, you will experience in your life. Because this is a hologram. This physical reality is just a mirror. You believe to be true. If you are standing in the mirror and smiling, the mirror will smile back. If you are frowning, don't expect the mirror to smile. You gotta change first. To be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. But your thoughts cannot change unless you have new ideas. For you think from your ideas. All transformation begins with an intense, burning desire to be transformed. Remember, Neville here is talking about the steps you should take in order to change. So the first step in the renewing of the mind is desire. You must want to be different and intend to be it. Before you can begin to change yourself, then you must make your future dream a present fact. So basically, imagine the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You do this by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. By desiring to be other than what you are, you can create an ideal of that person, of the person you want to be, and assume that you are already that person. If this assumption is persisted in until it becomes your dominant feeling, the attainment of your ideal is inevitable. Basically here, Neville is telling you first to have a desire. Second, to make a future dream a present fact. And doing that is so easy. It's just by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in it. Convince your subconscious mind that it is here and now. And then it's inevitable that what you are wanting to be, you will become. The ideal you hope to achieve is always ready for an incarnation. But unless you yourself offer it to human parentage, it is incapable of birth. Therefore, your attitude should be one in which, having desire to express a higher state, you alone accept the task of incarnating this new and greater value of yourself. There is no one to change of self. Change yourself, and the whole world will reflect that back to you. In giving birth to your ideal, you must bear in mind that the methods of mental and spiritual knowledge are entirely different. This is a point that is truly understood by probably not more than one person in a million. Listen up here, guys. You know a thing mentally by looking at it from the outside, by comparing it with other things, by analyzing it and defining it. If by thinking of it, whereas you can know a thing spiritually only by becoming it, only by thinking from it. Neville here is telling you the difference between thinking of a thing and thinking from the thing. For example, you can think of an apple. You pictured an apple right now. Cool. Now you are thinking of it. Thinking from it is imagining with all your spiritual senses that you are holding an apple, smelling its smell, and actually tasting it. How does it feel? You are in the scene itself. You are not watching a movie screen. Watching a movie screen is like thinking of it. Being inside the movie and you are one of the actors, then you are thinking from it. It must be the thing itself and not merely talk about it or look at it. You must be in it. You must be like the moth in search of his idol. The flame was spurred with true desire, plunging at once into the sacred fire, folded his wings within, till he became one color and one substance with the flame. Just as the moth, in his desire to know the flame, was willing to destroy himself, so must you, in becoming a new person, be willing to die to your old self. Be willing to die to your present self. So, if you want to be a new person, this present person is not going to be here anymore. You're going to be a new one, a new person, a new character with new characteristics. How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you carry yourself? How would you talk to people on a day-to-day basis? All these things would be new. So, the present person that you are now must die. So another version of you, the best version of you, the best version of yourself can emerge and rebirth. You must be conscious of being healthy if you are to know what health is. You must be conscious of being secure if you are to know what security is. Therefore, to incarnate a new and greater value of yourself, you must assume that you already are what you want to be, and then live by faith in this assumption, which is not yet incarnate in the body of your life, in confidence that this new state or state of consciousness will become incarnated through your absolute fidelity to the assumption that you are that which you desire to be. This is what wholeness meant, what integrity means. They mean submission of the new self to the feeling of the wish fulfilled, in certainty that the new state of consciousness is the renewing of mind which transforms. There is no order in nature corresponding to this willing submission of the self to the ideal beyond the self. Therefore, it is the height of folly to expect the incarnation of a new and greater concept of self to come about by natural evolutionary process. All you have to do is choose a state of consciousness, have a burning desire, and then be in the wish fulfilled that what you want is already here. And once you do it, once you persist in the assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you feel it every day, you feel it all day. You try as much as possible to be in that feeling, not by forcing it, but just reminding your subconscious mind that it is here, it is done, it is finished. Just by doing that, you are impressing your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind runs 95% of your day-to-day life, whether you like it or not. So when you impress a new program on that subconscious mind, expect miracles to happen, because you are impressing it with the thing that you want, not the things that you were programmed by your parents, your school, your whatever, but you are now reprogramming your subconscious mind to make yourself the best version of who you are. That which requires a state of consciousness to produce its effect obviously cannot be affected without such a state of consciousness. In your ability to assume the feeling of a greater life, to assume a new concept of yourself, you possess what the rest of nature does not possess: imagination. Human being is all imagination. You are all imagination. What you imagine, you materialize. The instrument by which you create your world. Your imagination is the instrument, the means whereby your redemption from slavery, sickness, and poverty is affected. If you refuse to assume the responsibility of the incarnation of a new and higher concept of self, then you reject the means, the only means, whereby your redemption, that is, the attainment of your ideal, can be effective. Imagination is the only redemptive power in the universe. However, your nature is such that it is optional to you whether you remain in your present concept of self, a hungry being longing for freedom, health, and security, or choose to become the instrument of your own redemption, imagining yourself as that which you want to be, thereby satisfying your hunger and redeeming yourself. There is no one to change but yourself. Neville here is giving you the key, the only means that you can use to achieve all your desires. All your desires can be attained when you are in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Once you are in that feeling of the wish fulfilled, everything is over. You will have it. It's inevitable. If you are in that feeling that you already got what you want, if you want like $10 million, How would you feel 1 month later? So it becomes more natural to you. How would you feel? You would feel satisfied. You will feel grateful. Feel these feelings in a meditation like for 15 minutes, or not even in a meditation. Right now, close your eyes. Feel it. Once you feel it, things or images will come into your mind. Immerse yourself into these images. Feel it as real. Give it the tones of reality. By doing that, you are impressing the subconscious mind. You can do it once, and it could change your life forever. If you want to be married, for example, you would have a wedding ring on your finger, right? Imagine that you are married for like maybe 3 months, like it's already done, and you are like holding your ring and feeling it on your fingers. How would you feel? You probably feel loved, feel secure, feeling like you are grateful for what you have. Gratefulness actually is the key sometimes to get into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the satisfaction. So what you want to do now, I want you, before you go to bed and right after you wake up, whether if you want to make like affirmations, visualization, I'm huge into visualization. I love to visualize. So sit down for 15 minutes, maybe less. All you have to do is close your eyes and ask yourself, how would I feel now? Like in this moment, how would I feel now if I'm already in possession of such and such? And let your mind wander. And you will get imagery in your imagination. You will start to have photos and scenes popping up. And you will get that feeling of relief that it's already here. Once you have that feeling, know that it is done. Know that it is done. Persist in it and go about your day. Or if you're going to sleep, just fall peacefully into sleep. Drop into sleep peacefully and see the miracles happen. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the channel. I'd like to reach more people. Comment down below what you want to see next, and I will see you soon.